Hello everyone, welcome to today's topic, writing business studies essays. We all know that business studies essays are out of 40 in the exams, making them very important to master or to at least understand. So I've been getting a lot of requests from learners asking me to do this type of lesson, and today I'm going to be doing it with you and showing you how to write business studies and make them easy, and also showing you how business studies essays are marked. So let's get started. Right. The first thing you need to understand when you're writing business studies is the LASO framework. The LASO framework is out of 8 marks. So if you get the LASO framework right, you already have -8 from the 40 that you need. So therefore you are working towards 32. The L, the A, the S, and the O each counts 2 marks, and in total LASO will give you 8 marks if you get it right. This is how you get it right. For L, which is layout, this is the structure of your essay. This is the introduction, this is the body, and this is the conclusion. Right? All those 3 words that I've just mentioned, introduction, body, and conclusion, must be on the essay, and they must be in the right order. Introduction, body, and conclusion. That is the structure of the essay. When you are writing your introduction, the word introduction must be in capital letters and must be underlined. Beneath it or underneath it, there must be content. So there must be an actual introduction underneath the words introduction. So if you go on and you write introduction, body, and conclusion, and there's nothing underneath the words, then you're not going to get the 2 marks for LASO. Moving on to A for analysis. When you're getting an essay question, there's usually a list of questions or topics that you have to look into or you have to answer. When you're doing the analysis, you have to make sure that all the questions that we asked or the topics that you need to look up are in the essay, and they have headings. This is very difficult to explain, but I will show you when we're doing the actual essay that is part of this lesson. That is also 2 marks to make sure that all the questions are on the essays and they are answered. Moving on to synthesis. Synthesis is basically keeping in track and staying relevant. Usually what happens is when learners panic, they start writing down anything and everything, hoping to at least score random answers. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but with synthesis, as soon as you start going off topic, you lose those marks. So if the essay topic is about presenting business information, then all your responses must be within that topic. If you start putting things randomly and you start mentioning HR or other topics within business, then you're going to lose that mark because you've went off topic. And then we move on to O, which is originality. Originality is including your own examples. So when you're doing your analysis, you will have your headings. So the safe way to score this mark is under each heading to always make sure that you have at least 2 examples. I will show you how to do this when we're doing the actual essay. Okay, now we'll be doing the actual essay. I will first read it out to you. Businesses realize the importance of the strategic management process when devising suitable business strategies. Some businesses maintain that Porter's 5 forces model plays an important role in remaining competitive in the market environment. Write an essay on business strategies in which you include the following aspects. Describe the strategic management process. Discuss the 3 types of defensive strategies that businesses may use to address challenges in the macro environment. Explain how businesses could apply Porter's 5 forces model to analyze the market environment, and advise businesses on the steps they should consider when evaluating the strategies. These are all the points or questions that must be answered within this essay. If you remember when I was explaining analysis, which is the A in LASO, I said all the questions or points that you must answer must be on the topic and they must have headings. So this falls under the body, and I will show you how to do it. Let's start now writing the essay. The first, or the departure point we're going to start with, is the introduction. There's my introduction in capital letters, and it is underlined. My introduction, because I know that this is business strategies that I'm going to be talking about, and I've studied my business strategies topic. So I know a business strategy is a long-term plan of action to achieve a business goal, and business strategies are used to address problems or to take advantage of opportunities. So this is a nice two-sentence introduction for me, and then I put it there. And then I go on, and now I move on to the body. I'm done with my introduction. There it is, and it also has content underneath it, which is between 1 to 2 sentences, relevant sentences. Then I move on to the body. Right now we are in the body. The first question under those 4 bullet points that we were reading on the essay itself that we have to answer was saying, describe the strategic management process. Now, that is my first heading, the strategic management process. So when I'm doing my headings, I'm only using keywords. You don't have to take it exactly as it is on the question. You can just only take in the keywords, but make sure your keywords are relevant and they make sense. So this now is the strategic management process. Because I've studied my topic eh, on business strategies, and I know what is the strategic management process, then it's easy for me to put the bullet points there. Then I know you must first have a clear objectives in place, and you must make sure that those objectives can be measured. You must scan the environment for threats and opportunities by using tools like SWOT analysis, PERSTAIL analysis, and Porter's 5 forces models. So by me already saying they like SWOT analysis, those are examples. The main message says that I must scan the environment for threats by using tools. The like, and then I start explaining the examples of the different types of tools out there. To me, those are examples. So I already have an example that is in here. I hope you guys can already see what I mean when I'm talking about examples. Let's go forward. We will see if we can get more examples. And then we move forward. And then we say formulate alternative strategies, develop an action plan, implement the strategy, and evaluate the strategy. These things, you have to, before you write an essay, you must first be familiar with the topic. So you must first go and study the topic, then you come back to write the essay. I have covered the topic. When you're done with this lesson, or before you even continue with this lesson, I would suggest that you go into my other videos, check on my channel, check business strategies, familiarize yourself with this topic, and then come back. I'm sure it will make even much better sense. But the lesson here is not this topic. It is not business strategies. The lesson is how to write business studies essays. So whatever I'm telling you now, you must be able to apply it in all essays, regardless of which topic you are doing. Let's go forward. Then this was the second bullet. I've done the first bullet. Now I'm doing the second bullet. The second bullet was reading as discuss the 3 types of defensive strategies that businesses may use to address challenges in the macro environment. And then for all I did was I used the keywords, and my keywords were defensive strategies. And then I was asked to discuss 3 defensive strategies, and there's my strategies there. I've got divestiture, which is I name the strategy and I give an example. I name the strategy and I give an example. Name the strategy and I give an example. Let's go forward. And then the third bullet is explain how businesses could apply Porter's 5 forces model to analyze the market environment. And then my heading is Porter's 5 forces model. You do not have to take the whole question as it is from the essay. You use your keywords. Your keywords must make sense and they must be relevant. So because I've studied my topic, I know how to explain the Porter's 5 forces model. And there I know it's power of suppliers. I've named one and then I've explained it one and explain, one and explain. While we're doing this, you must ensure to keep on top of mind that you must also include your examples. For instance, if you look at bullet number one, I said power of suppliers. A business must assess the power of suppliers to influence price. That is the power of suppliers. For example, the more influence the suppliers have, the less power the business has over them. I've already included my examples there. So you name it, then you include examples as much as you can, but the safest is at least two examples under each heading. Then we move on to heading number 4. You already have the question is advise businesses on the steps they should consider when evaluating strategies. All I did was to take the keywords evaluating a business strategy. Then I follow that because I've studied, I know which points must go underneath there. So examine the reason for the strategy, look at the implementation. So I put there because this is a step. All right, a step is more like a process from step 1 to the last step. So you must put everything in there. So I've put all of those pointers in there. And then I'm done now with my body. Then I move into my conclusion. Now I have my conclusion, which is in capital letters and which is underlined. Then I think now what is the good or what is the best conclusion that I can use here? It could be 1 to 2 sentences as well. So I look at what I've put in there on my introduction to open, and I looked at what I was writing during the essay, and my conclusion was good business strategies are very important to the success of businesses. It is important for businesses to properly implement and evaluate business strategies in order to address challenges and take advantage of opportunities. There is usually no right or wrong when it comes to conclusions and introductions, but the tone and also the content must show that now you are closing it. And also on the other one, on the introduction, you want to grab the reader's attention. They haven't went through the essay, so they don't know what this topic is about. So you first tell them, and now that you're done telling them, on the conclusion, you just explaining to them again or summing it up. That yes, I told you at first what it was. Now I'm telling you that is very important, and this is why it must continue on. This is why it is needed. So this is more or less your thought process. This is more or less how your thought process should be in terms of conclusions. But the general rule is between 1 to 2 sentences. All right, and there we go. You have your whole essay in place. You've completed your whole essay. You didn't even struggle because you've already studied your content as well. Now let's go on to mounting and counting the marks. You remember when we started, I told you about LASO, which was the L, the A, the S, and the O, and I said it was equal to 8 marks. Now let's look at it. The L, which is for the layout. You must remember we had the introduction, capital letter underlined, and content underneath it, and we've had about 1 to 2 sentences. So that is already 2 marks for us having the introduction, the body, and the conclusion with content. 2 marks we've received. Analysis, all the points in the essay question were covered with headings. That is another 2 points. We remained on topic. We didn't go off topic, so we get a full 2 marks there for synthesis. And then originality, we included our own examples. So we have already 8 marks that we have out of 40. And then we continue. Our introduction consisted of 1 to 2 sentences which were relevant. Then we get 2 marks for that. And then we go on to the conclusion. Then we mark also the conclusion. The conclusion was relevant between 1 to 2 sentences. We get another 2 marks. So now we are sitting with 12 marks. In total now, we need 28 marks out of the content. Based on all of those ticks that I was counting on the actual content, we have now went up to 41 marks. We have the 41 marks, but the mark can only be kept at 40, so we will get 40 out of 40. This is how easy it is to get full marks for business studies essays. And notes for you to notes, please subscribe on my channel and share it with your friends. You can do this by just going onto the share button and sharing it on Facebook or other platforms where your friends are, because I'll be adding more content that is going to be very helpful with your final exams. I've also on the comments shared the link to my full lesson on this topic, which is business strategies, and I've also shared the link to download the notes for this topic. Thank you so much. My name is Lungelo Kyamko.